financial markets will restore investor confidence and prevent the financial crisis from spreading to the wider economy. Hu reiterated in the phone call that Beijing will work closely with the world to help maintain global economic and financial stability. Xinhua, the Chinese news agency, also reported that both presidents spoke about the coming global financial summit and how to deal with the global financial crisis. There's no financial crisis with the Republican National Committee. The political website Politico.com reported last night that the Republican National Committee has spent more than $150,000 for clothes, accessories, cosmetics, and hairstyling for Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. According to Republican National Committee financial disclosures, the amount includes a bill of more than $75,000 from Neiman Marcus in Minneapolis in early September, and bills from Saks Fifth Avenue in St. Louis and New York totaling more than $49,000. The Republican National Committee also spent more than $4,700 on hair and makeup through September. According to a McCain campaign committee spokesperson, it was always understood that the clothes, having been worn by Governor Palin, would subsequently be devoted to charity. The Politico website could find no equal expenditure by the Democratic National Committee for Barack Obama. We'll break for a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.
From prehistoric time to today, man's progress has been marked by his ability to fashion tools and use them to his advantage. From early humans making tools from stone, man evolved and was soon trading with other men. Money evolved, and tools such as the abacus to handle complex money transactions were developed. By the end of the 19th century, machines such as the cash register began to appear. 100 years later, we have even better computer-driven machines which track stock, change prices, and automatically reorder. Meanwhile, the reinsurance industry has failed to embrace man's drive for progress. The reinsurance industry today would be as familiar to practitioners from the 1800s as it is to modern underwriters. An underwriter or broker from 1800 would settle nicely into today's business. That is, until now. For the reinsurance industry, pivot point changes everything. Soon it will be understood that the period before pivot point was as dark as the caveman period was before the abacus. Come and see for yourself if you don't. After a demonstration, you will understand what is possible.
In the United States, the Federal Bureau of Investigation is investigating a series of letters containing suspicious powder that were sent to more than 24 J.P. Morgan Chase banks and to other financial institutions this week. The FBI is working in concert with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service and state authorities to determine the source of the letters and the powdery substance that they hold. According to the FBI, preliminary field tests on the substance have so far come up negative, but that additional studies are being performed. According to the FBI, even sending a hoax letter is a serious crime. More than 30 threatening letters were mailed to Chase banks in Illinois, Ohio, Colorado, New Jersey, and Oklahoma. The FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation office in Arlington, Virginia, received a similar letter. No injuries have been reported. A Chase spokesman said that the material in the letters was harmless. The letters appear to have been postmarked in Amarillo, Texas, down in the southern part of the state. The text of the letters has not been released to the public. A spokeswoman for the Postal Service said that the investigation is being conducted by the Joint Terrorism Task Force. Meanwhile, several hours ago in Frankfurt, Germany, prosecutors began a search of the KfW Gruppen German state-owned bank. The office raids are related to KfW's 319 million euro payment to Lehman Brothers. Prosecutors say they've opened an investigation into whether the bank's executives acted criminally in allowing KfW to transfer 319 million euros to Lehman Brothers on the day it went bankrupt. The investigation has been set up to establish whether executives at the bank breached their fiduciary duties by failing to prevent the transfer when knowledge of Lehman's liquidity problems were already in the public domain. The German finance minister, Piers Steinbrück, and a KfW supervisory board member knew about Lehman's difficulties throughout the weekend before the American bank went down on Monday, the 15th of September. When news of the transfer from the German bank broke, enraged cabinet ministers forced the resignation of 2 bank board members and called the bank Germany's dumbest bank. The head of the risk management unit was also forced out. KfW said this afternoon it was cooperating fully with prosecutors. Down in Central America, at least 13 people are dead and 6 are missing in Honduras after heavy rains caused flooding and landslides. Emergency services spokespeople say most of the country has been affected in some way by the storms. 12,000 people have been evacuated. Raging rivers have destroyed 62 bridges. Dozens of highways have been damaged. The president has declared a national state of emergency. And in New York, the state insurance department said that it's licensed a new bond insurer. It's called Municipal and Infrastructure Assurance Corporation, MIAC. It's backed by Australian and U.S. financial firms. The department said that the main sponsor is Sydney, Australia-based Macquarie Group, which is a financial services firm that manages and finances public infrastructure assets on a global basis. Macquarie said that it's entered into a joint agreement with Chicago-based Citadel Investment Corporation, which is a hedge fund management firm founded by billionaire trader Kenneth Griffin. Citadel has agreed to co-sponsor MIAC, that's the bond insurer, subsequent to its being licensed and contingent on receiving the necessary department approvals. Earlier this year, you might recall, at the urging of New York Insurance Superintendent Eric Dinello, Warren Buffett agreed to have Berkshire Hathaway Assurance Corporation insure municipal bonds through a 100% owned subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. Dinello said in a statement that MIAC will be authorized to write financial guarantee insurance policies for municipal and infrastructure bonds. Out in Malaysia, the oil-rich monarchy of Brunei has issued a guarantee for all bank deposits this morning. They're joining several nations in a preemptive bid to stabilize the financial system. According to the government, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah will guarantee all Brunei dollar and foreign currency deposits in Islamic and conventional banks licensed by the Finance Ministry until the end of the year 2010. According to the government, quote, all depositors, both corporate and individual, will be protected by the government for the duration of the guarantee. While the financial system remains sound in Brunei, the government said it needs to take similar preemptive measures to ensure a level playing field. Brunei's move follows similar action in Australia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, and several European countries. And if you're in the United States, you know that we've been waiting for this, and this may not be this, but in the 2004 election, 8 days before the election between Bush and Kerry, none other than this man, Osama bin Laden, issued one of his regular statements from his cave. John Kerry blames that statement and the accompanying videotape as central to his election loss to Bush. But now what's happened is an Al-Qaeda website has come out with an opinion. They say that they're watching the U.S. stock market's downward slide with something akin to jubilation. And they're saying that Al-Qaeda leaders are hailing the U.S. financial crisis as vindication of its strategy for crippling U.S. economy through endless costly foreign wars against Islamic insurgents. And, according to the website, they think Senator John McCain is the presidential candidate best suited to continue that trend. According to a commentary posted on the website yesterday, the website is Al-Hezbollah, which is closely linked to the terrorist group Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda will have to support McCain in the coming election. It said the Arizona Republican would continue, quote, the failing march of his predecessor, President Bush. The website was one of several posted by the Taliban or al-Qaeda allied groups